In the United States, 65 to 70% of all black women are raising our children without the aid of a father. I don't know what the stats are here in London. Ain't too far off. Now that's a difficult situation when you having mothers having to exclusively take the responsibility of being both feminine and masculine and giving direction to a boy, which we'll tap into while we're dealing with some of these issues of some of these boys being more effeminated. Let's give you an example. Mom may have a boyfriend who may be a good man. He may have the best intentions for that boy. But since the boy has been, as long as he can remember, has been told that he was the man of the house, and now he's 9 or 10 years old, and mama, you just brought another man in the house. Now, at first I had all your time and attention, mama, but now I don't have your time and attention anymore. So now you created a conflict between the mom and the man. And then when we sit at the table, mom is sitting down talking to both the husband, talking to the boy, and to the man. Creates a whole nother conflict. So the mama looking for comfort, but the boy looks at the man as an enemy. So now you got another conflict. So a lot of boys rebel because when they get to school, they see all these other figures, the principal, whoever else is male, as he has an issue with these guys because his father left him. Here's another man coming to the house he doesn't identify with. So now there's a conflict. All right, let's start looking at the stages of development. In order for us to figure out what's going on with our children, we got to understand the mindset and how the child actually functions. Internalization is from 0 to 8. That means from the time you're born till you are 8 years of age, you can get 20 PhDs and you'll never learn as much as you learn from the time you're born till you're 8 years of age. How to walk, how to talk, how to see, your sense of smell, your sense of touch. Everything that you learn, what a man is, what a woman is, what love is, what a house is, what a car is. You'll never learn. You can study till you die. But from the time you were born as an infant till you were 8 years of age is where the base and the foundation where most of your knowledge will come from. That's called internalization. So let's ask ourselves the question. If 65 to 70% of the time, if the black man is not in the house during this stage, what is the boy seeing? If he's a young black male in the house, he's going to see his mother doing the work. So when mama is tired and she's struggling, he only see how mama react. If mama thinks there's an intruder in the house, then the boy only see how the mama will react. Once a month, the mother goes on a cycle, he only see how the mother will react. When the mother goes through grief and pain, he only see how the mother will react. By the time the boy gets 18, he got a body like a man, but a mind like a woman. 9 to 13. During this period of time, you're going to try what you saw in internalization. From 0 to 8, if I got a girlfriend and I'm 13 years old, and my daddy resolved his conflict with a woman by putting his hands on him, what do you think I test out? What do I test? I test my hands. Because whenever we, as men, lose our comfort zone, what's the first thing we resort to? If we don't have my out of balance, what do we resort to? We resort to our hands. Because the number one aspect of a man is to provide, to produce, and to protect. Now, when you got discipline and understanding, you know not to put your hand on a woman. But during that period of time, if you're operating off a different kind of norm, so when you get uncomfortable, first thing we do when we get uncomfortable, we want to get physical. All right, now depending on whether she kick you or do something back to you, determines on whether you believe this is true or not. All right, let's go on to the next one. After you go from experimentation, you're dealing with socialization. 14 to 19. This is the prototypical age where you see them really being locked up and put away. This is the age where our children are being drugged. Ritalin, Prozac, Concertia. People have decided, well, he's hyperactivity. He's hyper. Hyper is a value judgment. All right, let's keep on going. Last but not least is realization. What are we dealing with now? Sex, violence, and drugs. We're going to cover this as we go forward. Now, our philosophy is this. Images shape your reality. What you see reflects what you feel reflects what you think. How you think dictates how you act, and how you act will dictate how people will react to you. That is normally defined as your status in society. These are just common images that I chose out of books that kids normally look at, like magazines. Let's go on to the next one. North Pole. Let's take on consideration subliminal seduction. That's Snoop Dogg. What is that image suggested to you? Is this Christmas? Yeah. What's in the middle? A pole. Is it just a pole? No, come on, y'all. But what does this symbolize? What's on the top of that pole? Snow? It's gold, but it looks like snow on top, doesn't it? First of all, we ignore subliminal seduction. What they call AK Ultra is when you repetitionally put a song on the radio and you play it over and over and over again. Under normal circumstances, if a song is on the radio, it's going to be, you're going to have a rotation process from the program director. What? 12 to 14 songs over and over and over again. This man, anybody familiar who this is? Any kid, I don't care if he's in London where he is, can tell you who this is. Tony Montana. Tony Montana represents what to them? Gangster, baby, gangster. Straight gangster. It becomes so popular. Now, not only are you selling gangsterhood here, remember I showed you earlier when we self-medicate, we talk about sex, violence, and drugs. I'm giving you all the pieces right now. After a while, you can't even show a video without this. Artificial forms of manhood. Let's click on down. Next one. Nigga. I know some of us say it's naturally intelligent, gifted, God's achievement. I don't agree with that. Let's go on to the next one. Pimping. We hear pimping all the time. You run into some of the kids in my program, and they see each other, they slapping some dap. He say, what's up, pimping? I mean, it's just a common word. Now, they don't look into the aspect of what pimping really means. Now, there was one time when I identified what a pimp was someone who made sure a woman sold her body so he could make sure he had the resources and make sure that he got the money. He gave her what he felt like she needed, but he took everything that he wanted from her. A pimp is somebody who the woman has to have sex with whoever he tells her to have sex with. He can have sex with who he wants to. It's different between a pimp and we're going to the next one. And then there's the player. Now the player just decides he wants to have sex with as many people as he wants to. Now we know what all this contributes to. Let's keep going. Next one is a baller. Next one. And last but not least, the gangster. These have become artificial forms of manhood because black manhood is not represented anymore. These are the phases that you will be dealing with here. Now, I had an opportunity to talk to some of the young men here on the streets. These are the levels of gang association. Say, for instance, y'all had a gang program. You can't a kid walk in this program and you think he in a clique, you tell him to get out. That's the biggest mistake you will ever make. That's like my daughter falling in love with a gangster and I tell him don't love him. She going to love him more. First banger you're going to deal with is going to be the wannabe. That's the kid who just going to admire the trimming and the trappings. They like the 26s, the 22s, they like the 30s, they like the spinners. They like the fact that this dude gets attention when he step up on the block. That's all he wants. He just want to be noticed. That's all he wants. He ain't no killer. He's not no thug. He's not trying to hurt nobody. But the problem with the wannabe is, in order to prove himself, he'll do something real stupid and ridiculous. Let's go to the next one. The next one you will deal with is a gotta be. That's somebody who may live in a neighborhood, in a community here, and I haven't seen this community, who doesn't have a choice but to be involved in the game. The true banger is just a cold-hearted killer. If I tell him to kill you and you got your daughter and your son with you, he doesn't care. As a matter of fact, any collateral damage makes his group look even better. This kid don't care what's going to happen to him. He's given up on anything that when you've tried to teach him any value system whatsoever. And about 20 to 30% of all gang members got this guy in. This is the guy who pulls the trigger. And you'll see this guy. You'll know him. You'll recognize him when you look in his eyes. You can look in the eye of a young brother if you know about working with a young brother and know if this brother want to deal with you or not. False claiming. False claiming ain't nothing but a big liar. He not in a clique, but he'll claim he in a clique. He gonna dress like he in a clique. Last but not least is a hardcore. Hardcore gang member kills no one. He gives orders exclusively. This kid you can tell to get out. This kid you have to work with. You tell this kid to get out and he go make the wrong move, you will get him killed. So you have to be careful depending on the dynamics of the clique. Let's go on to the next one. All right. We look here. There was a time when we needed each other. This was a time when we did. This is a time when we preferably, supposedly don't. Let's keep going. I show these to the kids all the time so we understand the dynamics that we're going from the plantations to the prisons. Now, in Texas, we have the largest prison system in the free world. Texas did $15.5 billion on prisons in '96. So that means if there's a profit at the back end, there's an investment at the front end.